Have you ever questioned why, despite eating well, exercising, and doing everything correctly, your legs feel weaker? Why does it feel like steps are becoming steeper? Why does it take longer now to get out of a chair than it used to? Is it simply aging, or is there something else silently hurting you? This is where you might be shocked. It's not always what you're not doing. It's what you're already doing without realizing how harmful it is. Most seniors make a quiet mistake every single day, and they do it with complete confidence, believing they're making the right choice because we've been told our entire lives that fruits are healthy, natural, and good for us. Indeed, most of them are. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Not every fruit is suitable for elderly people. Some fruits, the ones we consume without question every week, can gradually weaken legs, cause knee pain, worsen joint inflammation, and make walking more difficult. Those fruits marketed as healthy might actually be destroying your mobility, balance, and leg strength. You see, as we age, our bodies change, our circulation weakens, our metabolism slows down, and foods that once helped us can now subtly begin to harm us, especially certain fruits. They might look innocent, they might taste sweet, but they contain acids, sugars, and substances that affect blood sugar levels, trigger joint inflammation, and weaken your legs. And the worst part? The damage happens slowly, subtly, unnoticeably, until one day you feel sharp pain in your calves, persistent thigh discomfort, or strange tightness in your knees after just a short walk. Today I'm going to reveal the 7 deadliest fruits any senior over 60 should avoid, especially if you want to protect your legs from long-term damage, pain, and weakening. None of these fruits are as harmless as they seem. After you learn the truth, you'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. So stay with me until the end if you value your strength and want to keep your legs stable, strong, and pain-free. Your body might be waiting for this wake-up call, but wait a moment before we begin. Click the subscribe button and enable notifications if you're concerned about your health. This is where we reveal truths nobody talks about, and I want to know if you're with me watching right now. If this video resonates with you, type 1 in the comments section. If not, type 0. You don't realize how important your voice is. Let's start with the first fruit on our list. It's praised for reducing inflammation, yet it might be having the opposite effect on seniors. Let's talk about pineapple, the first fruit, the silent inflammation trigger. Pineapple, tropical, juicy, refreshing, celebrated for years as a natural anti-inflammatory because of a substance called bromelain. But here's the twist. While many believe pineapple reduces inflammation, it might actually be the quiet cause for elders. You see, pineapple contains strong acids and natural sugars, and those sugars aren't as harmless as they seem, especially if you're over 60. Let me explain. Our blood vessels become more fragile and sensitive as we age. They no longer respond to sugar spikes the same way. Despite its benefits, pineapple gives your blood a powerful dose of natural sugar. What does that do? It raises blood sugar levels rapidly. This spike can damage the tiny blood vessels that supply your legs, feet, and muscles. As circulation deteriorates over time, less oxygen reaches your legs. And you know what that leads to? Pain, fatigue, swelling. That dull, dragging ache in your legs after a short walk. Standing with stiffness in your knees. Your ankles suddenly hurting even when you've been sitting all day. There's more. Pineapple is acidic. Beyond being sweet, that acid can irritate joints, especially if you already have inflammation or arthritis. It fuels the burning that already exists in your ankles, knees, and hips, like adding gasoline to a fire. Some people notice their legs feel heavy after eating pineapple, as if strength is slowly draining away. You also need to know something else if you take any medications, especially blood thinners. The famous enzyme bromelain can interact with certain drugs, making them either too strong or not strong enough. But the most dangerous aspect of all is this. Pineapple has no significant obvious side effects, no clear warning signs or immediate pain. Instead, it infiltrates gradually until you eventually realize you can't move like you once could. And the saddest part? Most seniors don't know that the fruit they're eating for health might be contributing to the yearly weakness they feel in their legs. So what can you do? You don't need to completely avoid pineapple, but you should be aware and pay attention, especially if you've been experiencing persistent leg pain or unexplained swelling. The damage is subtle but very real. Now, if pineapple with its anti-inflammatory properties can be this bad for aging legs, what about the next fruit? It's soft, it's delicious, it's famous for boosting potassium levels and muscle power, but it might be deceiving you. Let's talk about bananas. The second fruit, bananas. The muscle imposter, soft, sweet, and high in potassium. Bananas seem perfect. They're supposed to provide energy, prevent cramps, and benefit muscles. But for elders, the situation is different. Bananas contain abundant natural sugar and quick-digesting carbohydrates. This means your blood sugar levels rise immediately after eating, and when this happens frequently, your body begins to resist insulin. When that occurs, circulation weakens, inflammation increases, and your legs suffer. You might experience dull soreness when walking or climbing stairs, heaviness in your legs after meals, stiffness in your calves. But the story doesn't end there. Bananas also make you retain more fluid, especially if you have heart problems. This leads to swollen ankles, stiff joints, and puffy feet. The effect happens silently. You eat them believing they'll help your muscles. Instead, they could be gradually draining your strength. And the worst part comes next. The impact won't hit you immediately, but over time, eating bananas might make movement more difficult and cause more pain. Look at the fruits on your plate. If you frequently experience heavy, aching, or swollen legs, bananas might not be as friendly as they first appear. What if something even smaller can cause this effect? Bananas are known for supporting muscles. But what about fruits that are small, charming, and innocent looking? Yet they might be causing your joints to burn? Let's discuss grapes. The third fruit, grapes. Small fruit, big inflammatory effect. Grapes appear innocent, tiny, juicy, easy to eat as a snack. They have an impressive reputation too. Heart healthy, packed with antioxidants. But most people don't know this. Elderly people might experience mild leg pain, stiffness, and inflammation when eating grapes. Why? Because grapes contain fructose, a substance that can be harmful in high concentrations. It's a sugar directly absorbed by the liver, and when your liver can't process it completely, it becomes fat and uric acid. That's when the real damage begins, especially in your toes, ankles, and knees. Uric acid accumulates in the joints. It causes an intermittent burning pain and swelling, that nagging discomfort that makes even light walking difficult. Have you ever felt that piercing pain in your big toe at night? That sudden stiffness in your calves? It might be something as simple as a handful of grapes raising your uric acid levels. And it doesn't stop there. Fructose also fuels chronic inflammation throughout your body. This means slower movement, increased pressure, and stiffness. Grapes are also far too easy to overindulge in. They're small enough to snack on continuously. They don't feel heavy, but before you realize it, you've consumed 2 or 3 cups, and the sugar quickly adds up. So while grapes might look like a healthy snack, they could be subtly weakening your legs, reducing flexibility, and making movement less comfortable as you age. Now you know what might be hiding behind that sweetness. If you've been eating grapes regularly and experiencing increasing stiffness and swelling, reconsider your choices. But there are other delicious fruits that can be harmful too. Another one is juicy, colorful, and famous for hydration. But don't be fooled. Though it tastes like water, inside it works like sugar. Let's talk about watermelon. The fourth fruit, watermelon, the false hydrator. Watermelon, light, refreshing, a symbol of hydration and summer. Could this watery fruit be quietly damaging your legs? Sounds strange, right? Everyone says watermelon is good for hydration. It feels safe, has few calories, and is mostly water. But here's the secret. Watermelon has an extremely high glycemic index. This means it raises blood sugar levels rapidly, almost like candy. And those frequent sugar spikes cause significant harm to seniors, particularly to their legs. Let me break it down. When your blood sugar levels rise quickly, your body releases insulin. But in aging bodies, insulin isn't well regulated. This leads to inflammation, especially in areas with poor circulation. Where does this show up? Your calves, your ankles, your knees. You might experience leg fatigue immediately after eating, a dull ache during short walks, that strange, persistent swelling around your ankles. Climbing stairs starts to feel like climbing a mountain. Watermelon has a light texture, but inside it acts like a sweet trap, slowly wearing down your legs. Most people eat plenty of it because it's juicy and refreshing. One slice becomes 2, then 3. More sugar, more stress, more inflammation. It's deceptive. You think you're consuming water. Instead, your blood sugar is spiking, your circulation is struggling, and your legs are suffering as a result. Does watermelon really help seniors stay hydrated? Or does each bite quietly increase the discomfort of moving? If you've been eating watermelon regularly and your legs have been feeling more tired lately, it might be time to reconsider. Let's move on to a fruit associated with vitamin C and good health. It's in juices, immune-boosting drinks, and breakfast tables everywhere. But for seniors, it might be causing an acidic attack on your joints. Let's discuss oranges. The fifth fruit, oranges, the acid attack on joints. Oranges, they're bright, they smell fresh, and they're everywhere. In juices, health supplements, breakfast plates. They're supposed to boost immunity because of vitamin C. But oranges might be hiding an unpleasant truth for elders, especially those over 60. Behind that citrus glow is acid, which your joints don't like. Oranges are abundant in citric acid. While that might seem normal, it can cause silent joint irritation, particularly if your body's already battling inflammation, stiffness, or arthritis. You might experience gradual stiffness in your knees when waking up, persistent hip pain, that uncomfortable feeling in your legs after sitting too long, decreased mobility, and increased swelling. You might think it's simply aging, but that healthy habit of drinking orange juice every morning could be contributing to the very pain you're trying to prevent. Here's what actually happens. The citric acid in oranges does more than affect your stomach. It enters your bloodstream and can irritate the delicate tissues in your joints. And when combined with the fruit's natural sugar, it causes blood sugar fluctuations. What's the result? Inflammation throughout your body. Inflammation that spreads to your knees, ankles, and calves, making every step feel a little heavier and more painful. You see, oranges might not harm a younger person, but in an elderly person with aging joints and slower circulation, the effect builds subtly. And the hardest part is that you're doing it believing you're helping yourself. Oranges have long been associated with wellness, but now you know they might not be helping your mobility. So what comes next? The next fruit looks clean and neat. Green, crisp, and lower in sugar. People think it's the safe option, but it hides something that can cause nighttime cramping, tight knees, and aching hips. Let's talk about green apples. The sixth fruit, green apples, the secret cause of leg pain. They look crisp, clean, and natural. And most people, especially seniors, believe they're the healthier choice because they taste less sweet. They seem like a healthy, low-sugar snack. But what most don't know is this. Green apples might be quietly causing fatigue, stiffness, and leg pain. There are two culprits, malic acid and hidden natural sugar. First, let's talk about malic acid. This is what gives green apples their sour taste. And while it's fine for younger people, it can be harsh on aging digestion. As we age, our gut lining becomes more sensitive. And once malic acid enters the body, it can irritate tissues, including joints. Some older adults experience severe hip or thigh pain after eating apples. Others feel a mild heat in their feet, or tightness in their knees. It takes time to develop, but as time passes, the acid accumulates and the pain becomes more frequent. Now let's discuss the sugar. Even though green apples don't taste as sweet as red ones, they still contain natural sugars. And that sugar causes blood sugar fluctuations in elderly people with slower metabolisms. This might lead to tired calves, leg cramps at night, morning stiffness, or weakness when climbing stairs. The most challenging part is that green apples are often eaten raw as a snack or even right before bed. This means they're constantly affecting your body. They look very healthy and pure, but green apples might be subtly making walking harder, stiffening joints, and making evenings more restless for aging bodies. What if a tropical, rich, extremely sweet fruit can have this effect when even something this basic can? The one loved by so many people. Let's talk about mangoes, the true sugar bomb. The seventh fruit, mango, a sugar explosion for your joints. Mango, juicy, soft, and sweet as candy. Almost everyone loves this fruit, especially during summer months. But here's the truth. Mango might be the most harmful fruit for elderly people with joint weakness and leg pain. Why? Because it contains massive amounts of natural sugar. I don't mean a little either. I'm talking about a major sugar punch that makes your blood sugar rise sharply and rapidly. Now, if you're active and under 30, your body can usually handle that spike. But after age 60, your metabolism changes. That sugar rush causes an insulin spike followed by a crash. And each time this happens, your body produces inflammation deep within your joints, especially in the soft tissues around your ankles, hips, and knees. You might experience a burning sensation in your toes, a tingling that won't go away, swelling around your feet in the evening, or a creeping heaviness in your legs. Mango is easy to eat in larger portions because it tastes light, feels fresh, and doesn't seem like a heavy meal. But that makes it worse. And here's the trick. The feeling of lightness doesn't matter to your body. It reacts to the sugar. And over time, that sugar can lead to joint pain, slower walking, and unsteady legs. Many seniors eat mangoes thinking they're a natural treat. And they are natural. But natural doesn't always mean safe for weaker circulation and aging joints. Now you've seen the complete picture. 7 fruits that, despite being praised for health benefits, have a dark side for people over 60. But here's the good news. Some fruits have the opposite effect. They promote strong, sturdy legs, reduce joint pain, and fight inflammation. Let's talk about those next. The healing alternatives and what seniors should eat instead. Now that you know which fruits to avoid, let's discuss what you can eat. Because eating the right fruits does more than satisfy hunger. They heal your body. First, let's talk about berries. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, and more. These small fruits are powerful anti-inflammatory agents. They're gentle on blood sugar, high in antioxidants, and low in sugar. Best of all, they improve circulation, especially in the legs. They make movement easier, fight stiffness, and reduce swelling. Next, cherries, but in moderation. In fact, cherries can help lower uric acid, which reduces the chance of gout and joint pain flare-ups. They soothe sore joints and that burning feeling in your knees or toes. A handful of cherries, not a bunch, can provide significant relief. Next comes avocado. Yes, it's actually a fruit, and it's one of the best for healthy joints. Why? Because it's rich in good fats that reduce inflammation inside your body and cushion your joints. Plus, it helps regulate insulin, giving steady energy without blood sugar spikes. Looking for something easy to digest? Try papaya. This tender tropical fruit contains enzymes that reduce inflammation and help digestion. It's gentle on aging joints and kind to the stomach. And don't forget pears, eaten with a small amount of fiber or protein. They provide subtle sweetness without being overly sweet. They give your body energy without putting excess strain on your legs. Each of these fruits works with your body, not against it. They don't cause pain. They don't make you swell. They help your body achieve the strength, balance, and peace it's looking for. Remember, it's not just about eating fruit, it's about choosing the right ones for your age. Fruits that are appropriate for your body right now. And when you make those choices consciously, you start to feel it. Firmer steps, calmer movements, clearer mornings. Let me finish with some final thoughts, words of wisdom, and a message specifically for you. If you've made it this far, one thing tells me you care about your future, your strength, and your health. And I want you to hear this clearly. It's not too late for you to change. You still have time to recover, and you're not alone in this. Aging is challenging. The pain, stiffness, and fear of falling come gradually, and sometimes they can make you feel like your body's disappearing. But here's the reality. You don't need extreme measures to take control. You can make smart, modest changes. One meal, one fruit, one decision at a time. The fruits we discussed today aren't poisonous, but they might no longer be right for your health. And that's okay, because aging isn't about giving up. It's about being smarter. When you start eating mindfully and choose foods that support strength, circulation, and joints, you'll notice a difference. Less pain, more flexibility, smoother mornings, lighter steps. That's what this is about. Not fear or limitation, but empowerment. Now I'd like to hear from you. Tell us in the comments what you learned today and what change you're ready to make, because we all grow when we share. Let's help each other. If this video helped you or even slightly opened your eyes, please hit the like button. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss any information that could change your health. Turn on notifications too. Before you go, type 1 if this video was helpful. If not, type 0. You may not realize how important your comment is. Stay strong, stay aware, and always remember, your legs carry your independence.